So it's kind of a gray day, but I'm heading over to Montara Light to meet up with Mark James Lucas. He's a friend from Instagram. We've never met before, but we're gonna paint out there today, so that's the plan. Alright, so we just had a storm pass through, so the waves are huge. I'm thinking I might do a wave painting. Alright, so I got my usual Anderson easel set up here, and I'm going to be painting on an 11 by 22 panorama, and just going to kind of do an abstract wave painting today. Alright, let's go check out Mark's setup and see what he's going to paint. All right. Oh, so you've got a Coulter system too, right?
You built something similar, didn't you?
Yeah. I ripped off Coulter as well.
Yeah, I did. It's great. Started off with a cigar box originally.
Oh, wow.
And that was the first foray into plein air painting, but it was just way too small.
What's this right here?
It's kind of cheating, but it's like now I don't get...
Man, there's no cheating.
I don't get confused by everything else. I use this to usually draw. You know, when you draw when you're burnt sienna or something like that. And of course, you never use a camera for color. Every painter knows that. You have to look at the real thing. That's why we're out here.
Is this the famous lead white?
Oh, yeah.
And he's hardcore. This dude makes his own flake. Would you call it flake white?
Flake
or
white,
lead white?
yeah. Flake white, lead white. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
It's I made it. It's on the stack process. It's called.
Okay.
And so it's basically taking sheets of lead, rolling them in small coils, and putting it in a container that you mix with vinegar and cow or horse manure. I don't know if you read about that. So
that's like the traditional way to do it.
Yeah, right.
So then it looks like there's sort of this oxidation that takes place, right?
That's right, yeah. And it usually takes about 3 months depending on the weather. If it's warmer, it oxidizes a bit faster.
Yeah.
And then with it flakes into this powdery substance which you collect. And then you add your oil, whatever kind of oil you want to use to mix with it as a medium, and then I grind it.
Yeah, like a paint mill type thing?
Yeah, basically, yeah. And it's really hard to find this stuff these days. Like this is what people used to paint with until like the 19th century was only this stuff, and then it is toxic, so I will use some of this stuff, gloves in a bottle. This stuff's really great.
Okay, so that protects you from absorbing the lead. Yeah.
That's right. I know some people like to use gloves. I did that for about the first year, and I just figured I was just throwing them away like three pairs per session. And this actually works. This is like an invisible pair of gloves. That's
yeah, liquid gloves, man.
I'm still learning the handling properties of it. It's a lot more transparent and translucent. It's really nice to. I find with titanium white, it can get really chalky. And I find that because I'm using the lead white, that I don't really want these strong colors, because otherwise it just, you use a little bit of color and it just explodes and it becomes very too saturated, oversaturated. That's what I found. So this is based on Kevin McPherson. He uses the limited palette. Scott Christensen, two awesome painters that I just love watching their videos. And it's just really easy to create a color harmony with a minimal setup. Cad lemon yellow, Cad yellow hue, cadmium red, and ultramarine blue.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna get started and we'll check back with you. I think today I'm gonna kind of pre-mix some colors with a palette knife. I never do that, but I just thought it might be a fun experiment. All right, so that's a nice warm gray green. That's kind of a good starting point, and then I can work from there. All right, so there's what I came up with. I'm finding it really hard not to overwork the waves. It seems like when they're first scrubbed in, they're super loose. It's kind of too loose, but then you go back in to refine things and you kind of lose some of that energy. It's actually a tricky balance. All right, so I did another one. Tried to be looser on this. Just gave myself about 20 minutes tops. I'll just leave it. All right, so Mark chose a complicated scene. Let's check it out. All right.
Hey.
I actually especially like the brushwork and the irregular shapes in the tree up there. That's a lot to bite off, you know. It's a lot of information.
But typically architecture isn't my jam, but hey, you know what? You got to step up to the plate and try new things.
That's it, man. That's the spirit. The frick. All right, well, it feels like lunchtime to me.
This part's sweating.
Mark just had a pepper. How you feeling?
Definitely spicy. You're up.
You love hot stuff?
Oh yeah.
Look at her go.
It's not even hot.
Dude, it ain't kicking in. Yeah.
That's happened to us a lot though, where I'm like,
It's not spicy.
and you're like,
It's spicy.
Okay, so it's getting me in the back of the throat. I might regret this.
He took a spoonful and just like